great game today by you guys. You got a 10-4 win over Stony Brook. Pretty good team in the America East. Talk about the game and how you guys did.
Well, Matt Morley pitched very well, and our hitting finally came alive for this game. Burke hit a bomb. Sharon hit his first home run. That's about it. Everything just gelled today.
It's a good win in a non-conference game on the road, especially when you guys are coming back this weekend to play, a decent team in Siena. Talk about what you're looking forward to coming up this weekend.
Hopefully, our pitching does well and our hitting comes together like it did today.
When you guys are successful, what's the key to you guys winning ball games?
It's mostly pitching. It starts with our first pitcher, and after that, it just comes with the hitting. We have to hit.
All right, well, we're going to make it quick, and thank you guys beat Stony Brook 10-4 today. You had 2 hits, 5 at-bats, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Talk about your game and talk about the success of your team today.
The success of our team today, we came out and really pitched very well. We got some good pitching, got a lot of innings out of him. And our lineup 1 through 9 did a good job today, coming up, having good at-bats. That's really been our focus and of myself and our team, not just getting hits, but putting together strings of good at-bats, whether you're walking, making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches, or getting a hit. So that's been the key to my success lately.
You're a senior this year, and you guys have matched your win total already from last year, just about halfway through the season. Talk about the differences that you've seen in your 3 years now playing with the Iona baseball team.
I think every year you've consistently seen the level of talent we have on this team go up, which is a real credit to our coaching staff. They've done a great job recruiting. And we put in a lot of hard work. The guys that have been here together for 3 years, Burke, Beck, myself, it's really coming together now. We're upperclassmen, and we're starting to take on that role and the responsibility of leading the team. And we're getting a lot of help from the younger guys, those recruits that coaches brought in, and everyone is contributing. So if we make it more consistent, our effort, and we're going to see a lot more wins the rest of the season.
And lastly, going back to yourself, you've become pretty versatile, playing infield and outfield, DH, and today. Talk about which position that you prefer playing best, or is it just something you don't matter, you just want to get out there?
I'm an athlete, and you just put me out there, and I'll play wherever I can to get on the field and help us win. But it's been pretty fun. Coach has stuck me out there a couple times, but definitely a little more comfortable in the infield.
All right, thanks, Nick. Today you guys beat Stony Brook 10-4. You continued your solid pace this year, batting .392 on the season. Matched your career high with 6 home runs. Now talk about your game today in particular, and then your season, how it's gone so far.
Today I just continued to see the ball well. I was getting back early, just seeing the ball well, hitting the ball up the middle and stuff. And I've just been doing the same thing all year, not really trying to change anything, even if I'm getting outs or anything, just not change anything. What's
going on with the speed this year? You've over doubled your career total. You have 13 stolen bases. Not only leading the team in home runs and RBIs, but stolen bases as well. Talk about that that part of your game that you've developed.
I think I credit that to being healthy this year. Last year, I had a back problem, but now that that's gone, I can focus on back to the way I used to be playing instead of having to worry about the nagging injury.
Again, like Rossetti, you're an upperclassman now in your junior year. You guys have matched your win total from last year, a little bit over halfway through the season. What changes have you seen this year as compared to your freshman and sophomore years?
Well, just like Nick said, we've all been playing for about 3 years now, together. So that's a big help, and we have a lot more experience. And we're not really looking at the win total. We're just playing the same way, and as long as we keep up the way we've been playing, it'll keep going up.
All right, great job. Great offensive display today for you guys at Stony Brook. 10 runs, 12 hits. Talk about that part of the game and talk about how the game went today.
Before the game, we talked about coming out of the gate early, and we didn't really do it the way we wanted to. I mean, we gave up 3 runs in the first, but I credit the guys. They had a plan. Coach Tome has been working on playing with these guys all year, and even when we're not successful in scoring runs or whatnot, we're still having good approaches, and the kids aren't getting down on themselves when they don't succeed, but they're not getting too high right now either when they are succeeding. So we took that over today. Stony Brook's a real good team, and they were in the regional last year, and even yesterday, Central Connecticut, that was a team that was in the regionals last year. Two teams in the same week, and we had good at-bats, I mean, pretty much consistently throughout the game. So that definitely helped, and we're just producing runs right now, which was good.
And you alluded to the fact that you gave up 3 runs in the first inning, but Marley really settled down after that. Talk about his performances and then Darcy coming in for the last inning and 2/3.
Yeah, Matty needed that. He's both a starter and a reliever. He's been coming out of the pen mostly this year, and he needed that. We went the distance as long as we can with him just to get him out there and confident again. I mean, he was pitching really good. He was hitting his spots. His breaking ball was working. His changeup was good. He needed that, and the team needed that because we rallied around that a little bit. He pitched well. He was putting up zeros, and we were playing defense behind him. I think we had one error, okay, but we played the defense behind them. And but when you're holding the team to 3 up, 3 down, and you're getting the bats in your hands again, you're going to score some runs. So he did a great job of getting us in and out and back in the dugout.
And I asked Chris and I asked Nick about it, but you guys have a bit of a different team this year. You got the younger kids from the first, last year's the kids that are now juniors, and the senior class led by Nick. Talk about how this team has kind of grown up, and then the infusion of some of the young guys that are sparking a little bit of an energy.
Yeah, these kids, the leaders are pretty good. The upperclassmen, they do a good job of coming every day, and they want to be good. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose games, but this team is driven to be good, and it comes from them. But also, I mean, a lot of credit's got to go, what our coaches are doing. My assistants, Rob DeToma, James LaSala with the pitching, and also Pat Thomas. I mean, they're bringing in good players, but they're bringing a lot of energy, and that's a credit to them. And the kids are following. They're not worried about their stats. They're not worried about what they're doing. They're worried about the team first. And like we spoke about today, I said, don't give a subpar performance to your teammate. Make sure your teammate gets the effort that they all deserve. And then that had a lot to do with it today. That's why we play well.
You guys are 9-10 on the road this year, which is pretty impressive considering you don't play a lot of home games, and so you're playing in the other team's ballpark. What do you credit that to this year that they're playing so well on the road?
Well, obviously being a Northeast team, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
We don't look at home games, away games any differently. Today was really a neutral site because it was baseball heaven. We play in great places, but it doesn't matter where the kids play, and we're trying to get to the point where we don't care who we play. We just got to play our game, and we feel confident if we play our game that we could compete with anyone.
And lastly, this weekend, Siena at home. It's a Big Mac weekend. You started off with 2 strong teams. I'll start that question over here. All right, and lastly, you play Siena this weekend. You started off with 2 strong teams in the regular season champion Canisius and then the tournament champion Ryder. But talk about how important this weekend is for the kids, especially since they're at home. Our conference has gotten very good, and Siena is not by any means a team that that's lesser than anybody else. Siena is a very good team. They got strong pitching, and they got a couple guys that could really play in the lineup. So, to me, playing Siena is the same as playing Ryder, and that's how we have to approach it. I mean, we were no less confident playing a Canisius or Ryder than we would with anyone. So it doesn't matter. Every weekend's tough in this conference. I mean, every team's solid or as good as you. So we're not looking at it as like this is going to be a weekend that we have to take. We're not looking at that. We're not worried about results. We're worried about ourselves. And what our focus is on our team and what we do and the effort we give and the way we play. We can't worry about the other team. So Siena's a very good team, and we just got to go out there and play our game, and we should be able to compete. Just like we did. We competed with Canisius and Ryder. Unfortunately, we didn't play from pitch 1 to pitch 150. We didn't play the 9-inning game in the Canisius series, but at the Ryder series, we competed everything. They beat us, and that's what that came down to. As long as we play our game, we'll compete with anyone, and we'll see what happens from there.